Hey guys, good evening. I keep seeing the same pattern. Guys that train 4, 5, 6 times per week, really give them all, and then still after 6 months, they still look the same in the mirror. And this can be really frustrating because you put so much effort in and you not really see your body change. You still see your body fat the same. Maybe it dropped slightly, but it doesn't go fast. You don't know if you do the right stuff. And this can be super frustrating. Today I want to walk you through not the training aspect, but everything built around it. Because most guys that are not in shape, it's not necessarily the training. Most guys can push themselves hard in the training. They can be consistent with that. Keep in mind that building muscle happens around that. Training is just a stimulus for muscle growth, but that doesn't mean you automatically get big muscles. We need to recover proper, and that's where I want to talk about today, because I keep seeing the same struggles over and over and over again for guys that train hard but not really get the shape they want. And especially also for my coaching clients, I've now coached over 100 plus men, and I keep seeing the same patterns. So for today I have 3 things that will decide if your body will change or not, and this is all happened around your workouts. Stick to the end, because the last point is the most common one what guys screw up. First one, in order to see your muscles, we need to have a lower body fat percentage. So you might train for a while, but you still have the same amount of body fat. That means you not really see the muscle definition. If you look at my physique, I don't even necessarily have a lot of muscle mass, but I'm just really lean. And that shows automatically I look bigger and I feel way more confident in my own body and skin. And I maintain this year round because I love the way I look. So there are 2 types of guys I keep seeing. Number 1 is you cut way too aggressive because they think the more they cut, the better and faster results they get. But that's not how it works. I will come back to you in a second. The second person is probably not really in a calorie deficit. He thinks he is, but he's not. Nothing changes, and this is really frustrating. But probably the weekends ruin it for him, or he's not really aware of the small calories. So first, what we said. If you cut your calories too low, too aggressive, a few things happen here. Your body responds by increasing the hunger and lower your energy levels. When you eat too little calories, you will lose more muscle, you will lose your water weight, and barely too little fat. Yes, you will lose body weight, but we want to lose body fat. There's a big difference in losing body weight or body fat. And muscle, you don't want to lose. We want to keep it right. So why would we starve ourselves and then eventually lose the muscle? Because that's what gives us that defined muscular look. But in order to keep the muscle, we want to eat enough. But just slide in a slight calorie deficit. Always start around maintenance. Monitor your weight, ideally every day, because weight fluctuates throughout the week, and then take an estimation of that. Analyze what your weight is doing, and based on that, slowly lower your calories week by week where needed. Until you find the sweet spot you stay until you not lose any body fat anymore. Then you can slowly lower it again. If you want to keep the muscles, we need to do strength training, of course. I would recommend 4 strength training sessions is more than enough for muscle retention. And of course, if you want to build your muscle, personally do this split as well, upper, lower. You hit your muscle groups twice a week. It's really effective. If you want to be done faster, you can superset 45 minutes, all you need, guys. So what happens if you drop your calories too low? You see guys end up skinny fat. Barely too little muscle, but a layer of fat. And that's not what we want, guys. So eat in a small calorie deficit, keep your protein high, really important. And of course, keep the strength training sessions. Number 2, and this one no one pays really attention to because it doesn't feel like exercising, but it's so important, guys. It's not about adding another workout or more cardio. It's about increasing the amount you move throughout your day. For many people, walking around 8 or 10k steps a day can already help you burn way more calories throughout your week without doing extra more cardio and without creating fatigue on the muscles. We're not hurting the recovery, and it's really important to stay active, to move more throughout your day if you want to prioritize fat loss. And sure, one day maybe not really helps a lot, but it's a compound effect. If you do this every day, 10k steps a day, it's a nice sweet point. Everyone names 10k steps, every coach you hear, but why they say that? Because there's a compound effect. If you do that every day, 7 days in a row, you will burn so much calories, and you can also eat more throughout your day. And guys, the funny thing, you probably have heard people saying, now I turned 30, my metabolism slowed down. Guys, the only thing what slowed down is your activity levels. Think about it. When you were 20, in your 20s, you were way more active. You were playing with your mates. You were doing sports. You were running around the campus. Now you're sitting at probably your office job. You're sitting behind the desk. You don't really move other than maybe that gym session. You want to get more active in order to lose that belly fat. Guys, it's not that hard, but you need to understand that the basics work. Always stick to the basics and it works. Stop blaming your age, your metabolism, and see how active are you really in a day. And look and analyze that, improve that, and not only measure your gym workouts. Really see how active am I through my day. A few things you can do to get more active, what I always personally do, when you have calls, walk with your calls. If you're at work, always walk 10 minutes after your lunch break, after your meal, also helps to digest, and you have less of an after dinner crash. Even guys, when you are in an airplane, and I see people had a 9-10 hour flight, they walk out the airplane, and the first thing they do, they hop on the escalator. Get on the stairs, guys. Get extra steps in. Move your body. Stand more through the day. Maybe have a standing desk. All these little things will help and compound over the days. Compound effect. consistent in a calorie deficit, consistent walking more, stay consistent with your workouts. And that's why I and my clients get lean without spending hours doing cardio, because who wants to do hours of cardio? No one, but we want to get lean. So what do? Walk more. So easy. So Stan, what do you think of running, of other forms of cardio? Absolutely. Of course you can run, and of course you can do other sports, maybe pickleball, paddle. I see is now really popular. All these things would get you more active, and sitting still is good. But there's an importance. You have to understand that if you do running or a HIIT workout, you will hurt your recovery. So always focus on your strength training. That's your main priority, because we want to build muscle and keep muscle, and you need to work around that schedule. So if it fits to have and you not hurt your recovery, if it fits to have and run so now then, absolutely. It's good for your heart health, for your condition, your stamina, bro, do it. But other than that, walk more and you will see way much of a difference. I sometimes see guys thinking they want to lose fat. They come in the gym and they start running for an hour and they come home. That's not what's going to make you lean, guys. What's going to make you lean is strength training, enough focus on the recovery and walking more. Now, the last part, and this is your sleep. Guys, don't underestimate sleep. Sleep is your best fat burner. And why is sleep so important? Sleep is important because if you had a bad night of sleep, everything else go out the window. You probably will skip the gym. You are tired. You have no energy throughout your day. You will make faster bad decisions. You're gonna eat unhealthy food. You crave more unhealthy foods. You probably snooze a couple times. Guys, maybe you scroll a couple times. It's not necessarily one night bad sleep. It's gonna kill your fat loss journey. No, what is gonna kill your fat loss journey is a compound effect again. Consistent a bad night of sleep. Guys, this is the worst ever. Because remember what I say in the beginning, your muscles grow with your recovery. Not in the gym. Some guys think, okay, now I'm training heavy and now my muscles start to grow. No, no, you grow in your deep sleep. Remember, deep sleep, remember that. How many hours you should sleep? 7 to 9 hours, always the sweet spot. If you're between that, you are most of the times really good in recovering. I personally wear a Whoop and this tracks always my sleep. I exactly see what my recovery and what my sleep is. And over the time, I really have improved my sleep and recovery by a few factors. I used to drink caffeine way too late in the afternoon. And guys, this is the worst. This affects your sleep so bad. And not necessarily you cannot fall asleep, but it affects your deep sleep. And deep sleep helps with recovery, muscle retention, but also helps your muscles grow. So when should you take your last coffee? Depending on what time you're going to sleep, but I would recommend definitely not later than 3. Today I had my last coffee at 3 p.m. But guys, don't take it really later, because caffeine stays really long in your system and you think you can fall asleep. Sure, you fall asleep, but you affect your deep sleep. Another thing I want you to focus on, stop eating too late. I just had my last meal and it was 2-3 hours before I go to sleep. So my body has time to digest it and I sleep way deeper. And also I slow down my water intake, because if I drink a lot of water before I sleep still, I will wake up in the middle of the night to go to pee. That's not what I want. I want to sleep deep throughout my whole night. So the next thing what you can do is, of course, avoid screens. Man, avoid these screens. I used to have my screen full blast, social media, and my brain is on, and that's not what you want. You want to shut down. 2 things what you can do: 1 hour before you go to sleep, remove your phone, already completely gone. Maybe read a book. Always what helps for me is plan my next day. So I know what I'm going to do the next day and I know what I'm going to hit. Because if I not plan my next day, you cannot shut your mind off. You want to shut your mind off, then have a cool, dark room. If you not have a cool, dark room, for example, here by my girlfriend, she's always really cold and I'm really hot. So that not really works. So I would love to have it cold. And actually, the darker and the cooler, most of the times the better. You sleep deeper. You need your body cool in order to sleep deep. So these are some tips that really helps for me and my clients. None of these tips require more discipline, but it requires more structure throughout your day, and actually implement that and stay consistent. Guys, consistent is what brought me the most. It's the most effective word I don't know how to describe it, but consistent. Be consistent, otherwise you will never get anywhere. You can't do just a week, oh now I'm consistent, and then a week off. No, results compound over time. So stop training harder, but actually look what happens around it. Implement these tips, and if you want help with it, guys, send me a message on my Instagram or have a look at the website for my coaching program. I will send the link in the description, the website. My website, I explain exactly what we do and how I help you to get in the best shape of your life. I always guarantee every client that's going to work with me that we are guarantee you the results you want, as long as you put in the work yourself. Thanks for watching. Give me a subscribe if you like my channel, and see you on the next one. Ciao.